Got the Cardinals coming up next, so the question is, does Drew Brees come back that week because they have a bye after that, or do you wait for the bye? But in the meantime, let's go back to Teddy Bridgewater here, Tim. As we mentioned, he's playing really well in the wake of Drew Brees being out.
Well, I would just say this. I think the two matter to each other, how Teddy Bridgewater is playing. He is playing so well, and the fact that they have gone on this run with him means that you take your time with Drew Brees. And as much as Drew Brees may be like, hey, I'm good, I'm ready to go, if you have the ability to take 1 week, one more week, which maybe ends up being 2 weeks, then I don't think there's any question that you do it. And if you needed 3, go ahead and take 3 because Teddy Bridgewater is playing well. Now, I think we need to give some credit to Sean Payton because that offense has changed with Teddy as the quarterback. But they're, you know, I said this when I was on with you guys earlier. Do the things that your quarterback can do well. And so they are doing that. They're not asking him to push the ball down the field. When you see him push the ball down the field, he doesn't look as good. But what he does do a very good job of is playing on time when you're horizontally flooding a defense. He's good at that stuff, and they're excelling with it. And then on top of that, you get the Taysom Hill stuff. You get some of the other creative stuff. And now this team is hard to defend. And, oh, by the way, they're scoring on special teams, and their defense is a bear.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing I've been most impressed with is the way they've won as a team. You go all the way back to Seattle in his first start. It was a punt return for a touchdown and also a turnover for a touchdown. And they're finding ways to win. And Teddy Bridgewater is actually getting better each and every week. This team has not lost a game where they had the opportunity to game plan with Teddy Bridgewater as the quarterback. And Sean Payton, he got a new deal right before Drew Brees went down. And when Drew Brees went down, I thought to myself, that he has to win games now to justify getting that deal, and that's all they've done in Drew Brees' absence.
And for Sean Payton, looking ahead like we did in the AFC earlier, are we talking about playoff matchups? Granted, it's still a big question mark when Drew Brees comes back and then what happens after that, Tim. But if you look at this team as a total unit, what do you see in New Orleans right now?
I mean, I see a great team. I think, to me, they're the best team in the NFC. I don't think it's that close. I think it's an easy decision if you are anticipating Brees coming back. You know, they started to invest on the defensive side of the ball. They also started to invest kind of in their run game, and you're starting to see it. It was almost like people were talking about it. As Drew Brees gets older, well, what are you going to do? Because Drew Brees would have these years where he'd throw for 5,000 yards, but
they still lose games.
They were still losing games. Well, now, you know, and Ryan alluded to it earlier, like when Teddy Bridgewater started playing, you kind of go on the road to Seattle and you win an ugly game. I think they are very good defensively. I think they are a legitimate team that even if they had a hard time scoring, their defense can win them the game. So, you know, a year ago, I was at their training camp and I thought, this is a Super Bowl caliber team. They really just got unlucky. You know? I mean, that's basically what happened. True. And so I don't think anything has changed. I think they're a Super Bowl winning caliber team.
I know you look at the last 2 seasons, you have the Minnesota Miracle, and then you have the blown non-call on the pass interference. And so that's 2 years in a row that this team was on the cusp of representing the NFC. And so you think, what are they going to be this year? Can they repeat these performances? And they actually look better. And I don't think any of us believe that they'll be worse on offense when Drew Brees gets back. And so this team getting through these games, I remember sitting up here and sitting on different sets talking about, can this team be 500 while Drew Brees is out? They have an opportunity to win 100% of the games without him and put them in position to host playoff games again. And you know, Eves, you know this, Tim, it's tough to go down there and win, at least without help from the referees.
There you go.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.